Hello everybody, Scott here with another musical adventure. I'm on the campus of Stanford University. Beautiful day, it's a little on the cool side, but today's event is the second annual saxophone festival, Stanford Saxophone Festival, and to celebrate they're getting a bunch of us together for a mass choir. Playing the soprano saxophone. They've assigned me to second soprano, and I don't know how big that group is. There's also going to be a performance this evening by the saxophone choir from Stanford, from the campus. And the guest conductor for our group is also a saxophone collector. He has the largest private collection of saxophones in the world, maybe, at least in the United States. And so I brought my antique saxophones, the one from the 20s, that weird Dubois Savannah thing, and the Gautreaux from 1877, and I'm hoping I can corner him at some point and have him take a look and just give me his take. You know, are they really rare? Are they really valuable? Does he already have one? And we'll see. So I'm all set here to get registered. I've got my music on my tablet. Anyway, today's gonna be fun, just some fun playing. We're gonna do a couple hard pieces and then a couple easy pieces too, like Fiddler on the Roof and National Emblem March. So I'm hoping to show you as much of that as I can. I'm gonna go get registered, and hopefully we're gonna have a fun day. Well, it looks like I'm the first one here. It's all set up for us. Thank goodness for GPS, getting me here on time for a change. Registration should start in about 10 minutes, and then about 40 minutes from now we should start rehearsal and make some music.
It's a great pleasure to be back here. It's just wonderful and frightening to see so many of you here today. So, very eager to see what we can do with these pieces. We have a eclectic range of works we have today, from traditional march to Bartok to the quirky dance rhythms of Wallingford Rieger to the fun group that I think everybody's going to be enjoying dancing to.
That was a fun event. To me, it sounded very loud. There's a lot of saxophones making a lot of noise, but hopefully we were making music. Hopefully it was in tune. It was a lot of fun, and it's a pretty challenging program, I have to say. Pretty ambitious to bring people in you don't know and give them this music that's a little challenging. It's taking a bit of a risk, but we pulled it off. I like the arrangement of Fiddler that we ended with. Wish I'd played it better, but the key kept changing and the tempo kept changing, and that's what happens in a medley. But we didn't have time to, we didn't have hours and hours and weeks of practice. We had 1-2 hour practice this morning. So anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll see you on the next saxophone adventure, the next musical adventure. So I forgot to tell you, I was able to talk to the guest director about my old saxophones. Do you remember these guys? Especially this one with the weird bell, and this one, which we thought dates back to around the time of the inventor, Adolph Sax. My big fear was that I'd show these to Dr. Cohen, and he'd say, "Oh yeah, another one of those. I got 3 of them," because he's got a huge musical instrument collection, a huge saxophone collection. But he looked at this and he said, "That's very interesting and in very good shape," and he agreed that it probably did date back to the late 19th century. I talked to another guy who was playing there who also collects saxophones, and I said, one thing that was odd, there's a stamp for an award they won in 1898, but then 1898, but the saxophone we think was built in 1872, so did they go back and stamp an old saxophone? And he explained that they make these, this would be like the 1877 model, but they would make those for several years, when they won the award, they would include that on the engraving. So this may actually be from 1900 or 1899, right after they won that award at the World's Fair. They wouldn't have gone back, he said, and stamped older instruments, but the older model might still be available. So that makes it a little bit newer. And he also pointed out that these key touches, the little buttons for your fingers, would have been added later. At the time, they didn't do that. They were like this one, just made out of metal. So he said over the years somebody has, and I knew something was up because the top and the top and the bottom stack have different buttons. So that explains it. And he said even though later instrument, if this is a little bit later, it would have included the bis key here and the side F sharp here. They offered a variety of saxophones with different features. So you could buy with or without the bis key or with or without the F sharp key. So sounds like from his expertise, maybe a little bit newer, but still very old. I mean, we're talking about 1900, so it's over 100 years old. And Dr. Cohen also raised his eyebrows at this. I'm not sure he had seen one, but, and so did some of the other people there. We were talking after the rehearsal. Yeah, it is quite unique looking with this weird bell that doesn't face forward, it faces straight up. So anyway, that was fun to kind of talk shop with people that know about these kinds of things, and they did agree that these were I mean, they didn't say anything about them being terribly valuable, and no one offered to buy them from me, but they did agree that it was kind of a neat thing to have as a collector. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, we'll see you next time.